Hi comrades, it's Vtuber Stalin, back with Kingdom Come Deliverance. Last time we zigged when we should have zagged, and we got an arrow in the knee. I think that's most of the memes out of the way, right out of the box. So yeah, we died last time, and I'm nearly at the same point. It's the cutscene before. Let's just get into it and run away. At least they're not chasing us. It'd be weird. Horseback being caught up by infantry, just a footman. That's a weird language they're speaking. Is that even Russian? Also a problem is we're bleeding, so can't take many arrows. Can't take too long about this, because we're hemophilic, or we have hemophilia, and it causes us to bleed more. Not bleed more. The bleeding doesn't stop easily, because I think it's blood plates in English, or you have three types of content in your blood: your red blood cells, your white blood cells, and blood plates. If the terminology is correct, and the blood plates cause stoppage. They form blood clots, and if you have a hole or a wound somewhere, that's what they fill up. And I think we have very little of that, or they can't coagulate, so they can't form a blood clot. So that's an issue. Of course, back in the day they wouldn't know exactly what this is. But oh yeah, this is also a thing. Horses have bravery and got it. Have bravery and stamina. Essentially, these two stats mean how long you can run or gallop, and if you get thrown off in combat. Oh no, we're gonna die. We're nearly there. I can see the castle. Don't get hit again. Come on. Yeah, we made it. Barely, but that's what causes excitement. Can't play on hardcore, or at least I can't, without a bit of a challenge. And I think this is also, especially with this game, in the early parts you don't have much armor, much skills. You can't, pick and choose and build a character right, so the early bosses and enemies are relatively stronger, but the longer the game goes on, the more skilled, the more efficient, I should say, your character gets. And enemies, they're controlled by an AI, and they're not on par with you most of the time. You cheese them pretty easily most of the time. And and it just gets easier and easier. But with this game, it's not a glaring issue or something. It's just more something you notice early game, just fights you should run away from, for example. Back to the whole cutscene business.
And where are you from? What in hell's name happened?
We got to the next castle. Hey.
They burned it to the ground. Slaughtered everyone.
Who? Who burned it to the ground?
A huge army. They attacked without warning. And they weren't Czechs or Germans either.
Who then?
I don't know. I've never seen armor like it or heard their language. Maybe Tatars?
What would Henry know about most foreigners?
Well, we'll deal with that later. First, let's have a look at that leg of yours.
I just noticed we have a scarf again.
I'm gonna pull that arrow out. Easy.
Can I keep the arrow?
All done. You were lucky, lad.
Oh, I don't have a bow, so that's an issue.
It only needed bandaging, and I've done that often enough before. War is a good teacher. Can you stand?
Don't often hear good things about war,
Good as new.
except from people who probably shouldn't talk about it.
Have you idlers nothing better to do? Get back to work. You'll have to speak to Lord Divish. Can you manage?
Yeah, I got shot in the leg, not in the mouth.
Sir, this is a survivor from...
I heard, Robard. Tell me, boy, what exactly happened? Did you see the ensigns of the attackers? And were there any more survivors?
So, I don't know what army it was, but it was huge. There were dozens of banners flying on the hill above Skalitz. The ones who did the slaughtering spoke a strange language. They burned Skalitz to the ground. But a lot of people took refuge in the castle. I wasn't quick enough. And as I fled, they shouted from the battlements that I should come and warn you.
The soldiers the boy didn't recognize. They could be those Cumans of Sigismund's. It said they came to Hungary from the east, and now they're the core of his army. Sacking Gutenberg must have given him a taste for stolen silver.
Skalitz is a small castle, sir. If Sigismund attacks, they can't hold.
Indeed, Sir Robard. And our small garrison would be no help, even if we could risk sending them.
You think we're next in line?
Maybe. What's your name, boy?
I'm Henry, son of the Skalitz blacksmith.
I know him. Did he make it inside the castle? I'm sorry. It's in God's hands now. No one else can help us. Anyway, thank you for risking your neck to warn us. Robard, take care of Henry. Make sure he gets something to eat and some rest.
Yes, sir.
And get all the people inside the gates. We have to prepare for the worst. Make all the necessary arrangements.
As you command, sir.
Nice guy, that Lord of Talmberg, Sir Divish. Or was it Sir Robert? Oh no, Sir Robert was the knight that took the arrow out. Probably should say Lord Divish. So yeah, we lost our home. And now we're hungry. Need food. But I can't talk. Yeah, it's Sir Divish. Can't talk to him. And let's talk to Sir Robert.
I'm sorry for your loss. You must be all done in. Why don't you go to the kitchen and have a good meal?
Sorrow is easier to bear on a full stomach. I heard about your father. They say he was a swordsmith who moved to the countryside to make horseshoes. I can't understand why he'd waste his talent, but I'm sure he had his reasons. He had a fine reputation. It's a great loss.
Thank you.
Ah, milady. You're fortunate our good lady Stephanie of Talmberg has graced us with her presence.
My lady, I'm honored.
So this is our brave young man. Welcome, lad. Bojena here will take care of you. No doubt you're tired and hungry.
Indeed. How could he not be, poor soul? After everything he's been through, he must be as hungry as a bear, aren't you, young master? Here you are, then. Eat your fill.
And a little wine to wash it down.
Thank you, my lady.
When you're done, you can go and rest with the grooms in the Outer Bailey.
No, that won't do, Sir Robard. After all he's been through, he deserves a proper bed. Let him sleep in a lodge in the courtyard.
Certainly, milady. Young Henry here is overwhelmed by your generosity.
Yes, thank you, my lady. May God reward you for your kindness.
Eat up now. You're in capable hands, so I'll leave you to it. Good night.
Good night.
Back in the tavern, Henry was a far greater ladies' man.
When you've done, you can sleep in the bedchamber of the courtyard lodge. And don't forget to take off those filthy boots before getting into bed.
Wonder why Sir Divish is always wearing that armor. Must be inconvenient. Let's not think too much about it. It's just a game after all.
I hear you came from It must have been terrible there.
Yeah.
How did it happen?
Get a lot of this. Get some soup. Duck. No, that's nice. I don't eat it that much.
How rude.
Just want food. Or perhaps I bumped into her or something. Alright. First. Get some food. Lentil mash. Let's see if we were really starving. And some duck. Let's check. So duration 5 days, 4 or 5. You can also see it's alcohol in percent. Let's hope alcohol doesn't become 100%. It probably doesn't taste that nice. Nourishment is 92, so I'm just gonna eat one bread roll. And as you can see, we're really sleeping right now. And it's getting all wobbly and tiresome. Oh, your stats are lower, so. Hello, sir. A mission. Probably to get some sleep. Yeah, run. Go to the courtyard and sleep there until morning. Get up any later, we'll be slandering about. Right. Still morning, so here you can see time and sunset, sunrise roughly. So our energy fills, but our nourishment decreases.
Today the patrols will be doubled. Keep your eyes peeled. If you see anything out of the ordinary, report it immediately. Understood? Yes, sir.
No, this is probably the first time
Yes?
Henry has left Skelett's proper.
Henry.
And it's not a nice time to get away.
Like you, boy. Did I?
My lady. No, not at all. But what brings you here at this hour?
I thought you could do with a little wine. It's just what you need to help you sleep.
My lady, thank you. You really shouldn't. You could have sent a servant.
I was going to, but to tell you the truth, I couldn't sleep either. I thought of you while saying my prayers. How awful it must have been for you. I came to offer you solace, to let you know you're not alone.
He's probably just curious because there isn't much happening in this kind of area.
You're welcome. Now, Henry, I know this is all very new and strange for you. But I want you to feel at home here. You're not to worry about anything except getting better.
Alcohol
God knows
helps
you've
with
been
not being
terrible
worried.
ordeal. I know what it is to be left alone in the world, although your loss is much greater. But with God's help, the pain will ease in time. And it can help to talk about it, if you feel like it.
It's not that so much the matter that I lost everyone. It's more of a matter that I don't know anyone that can help. But as I said before, she's probably here out of curiosity. Well, not just curiosity. People have many motives for many things. But one of the things that often happens in this kind of area is not much. It's a very boring, very regular lifestyle. And the most exciting thing is probably a harvest festival or something like that. So people will probably want to hear about, you survived the raid, you fought in that and that kind of war. When you see a big city, everyone wants you to talk about it. And of course, jesters and wandering bards are very much loved these times. So those are things that are. Yes, this floor is made of floor. So let's tell her the story of the raid, get her interested, and get it off her chest.
You might be right, my lady. I'll tell you what happened. It was terrible and unexpected. The day started just like...
Also don't know why Henry glitched. He should be here as a model. Let's hope it feels like... Oh, down. Just talk about it normally.
Buy ale for father. I know it's a job for a groom, but I didn't mind, because my girl Bianca worked there. I courted her a while and we agreed to meet in the evening, but our meeting was never to happen.
Oh, dear boy.
She will relax us. Ah, there I am.
I promised father I'd help him with his work, and
Game has a bit more glitches like this, but it doesn't press on me. Ooh. Let's talk about Sir
The sword
Radzig.
was taking shape when Sir Radzig himself came to have a look at it. He praised father's work and said that with his smithing skills, he could easily make a living in Prague or Vienna.
You don't say.
But Sigismund's horde was already on the horizon, ready to attack the town.
Alright, let's now talk about the brutality.
The cavalry was composed of humans. They're diabolical barbarians from the east, with no regard for the rules of warfare. Bloodthirsty cutthroats. The very fact Sigismund has them with him shows what a tyrant he is.
Well, I don't know.
Oh, she's
And their
disappointed.
death descended on Skalitz.
Let's talk about the mother and father.
To take shelter in the castle while he went to get mother. She was stranded in the town, surrounded by Sigismund's butchers. And then I saw him knocking down one human after another. I never saw him fight like that. But then the leader of Sigismund's raiding party, a knight in full armor, saw Father and charged at him. He cut down my father without a thought. And then he turned on my mother. And he murdered her in cold blood.
You poor boy. May the Lord have mercy on their souls.
I ran to the castle like our neighbours to take cover, but I didn't make it. I had to find another way to save myself. The men on the battlements called down to me to flee to Talmberg and warn you. I was lucky I knew a concealed path around the castle.
Alright. Nah. Humans were
I
plundering.
wasn't safe yet. The humans were going from house to house below the castle, looting and then torching them. They encircled the castle, and it was clear they could spot me at any moment.
May God punish them.
Then I heard a scream. It was Teresa, the mill wench. She'd been caught by a gang of Cuman savages who planned to violate her. I had Sir Radzig's sword, and even though there were several of them and they were better armed, I had to try and save her. I wanted there to be at least one person I'd helped. And I succeeded, even though it almost cost me my life. After that, I stole a horse from them and rode off.
Like a valiant knight.
Well, the valiant knight usually charges at the opponents. But well, we did save the girl. Hopefully.
That's terrible. How could something like that happen?
Well, it's quite common.
That's why he let such things happen.
You poor boy. I understand your grief, but God is not to blame for the ills of this world. That is the work of Satan and those who do his bidding. Those who are corrupted by greed, envy, and pride. You must not lose faith.
Didn't God create Satan as well? Well, let's just ignore that point. Don't want to get in a theological debate.
In comparison to the horrors you went through. I was young when I married my husband. It was my father's wish. Divish was a lot older than I, but a woman must bear her lot. Shortly after our marriage, before I even got a look at Talmberg, the castle was stormed and my husband was imprisoned.
Really?
My husband had some quarrel with Sir Havel Medek of Valdek, who decided to resolve it by force. He stormed the castle, burned down the village of Pribyslavitz, and killed many of our men, even the old chamberlain. He imprisoned my husband in the castle and put his own garrison there.
That's awful.
I was barely 18 years old, and all of a sudden, I was left alone with Sir Robert. We didn't know what to do. We went to Prague to appeal to the king and sought help from Divish's friends, but all to no avail. We tried for years, but it seemed I was destined to be left alone and my husband to rot in jail in his own castle.
Years, you say?
7 years. That's how long it took before Havel was condemned as an enemy of the crown. And even then, he refused to surrender the castle and release my husband. In the end, I raised the money to pay a ransom, and only then, by the grace of Lord Jesus, did I finally lay eyes on my husband once more.
7 years? And was Havel punished for it?
Never. And after 7 years, my husband returned to me an infirm old man.
Sir Divish seems like a good, strong man.
Certainly, only he has many concerns. He had to rebuild Talmberg. After he was released, the king appointed him Burgrave of Prague Castle, and he was very busy. He had no time for me at all. But at least we were in the city, and there was something going on. And now, we're here.
Yeah. The epitome of boredom.
You're still young and beautiful. Your best years are still ahead of you.
Henry's is already taken.
That were true,
Don't think about it.
Would it were true. But what am I doing bothering you with this? You have troubles enough of your own. I'll go and let you sleep.
Good night.
I enjoyed our little talk, Henry. Good night, and God bless.
Good night, my lady.
Ah. Deja vu. It's all red. Can't be good. Except for the Red Army.
Help us, son. Don't be a coward.
Well, there. He's remembering
Wake
it
up.
wrong already.
You don't want to miss this.
What is it? What's happening?
Come to the battlements. One of our patrols reported a company heading here from Skalitz.
Let's hope Henry doesn't become insane. Although this would be pretty fun to roleplay. But wait. We already have bad dreams. Oh, the table? Yes. There's the torch. Yeah. So yeah, as you can see at the bottom, we have that moon symbol. That's when our stats are lowered by nightmares. And as you can see here, they'll become 0. And there we have a weapon, the sword of oh wait, it's a quest item. Suratsir Kobila's sword. Yeah, so at some point we'll probably have to give this back. But unless he doesn't survive the siege. Let's see where top. Here, so yeah, this way. These are some nice battlements, though you can't see much of them.
But don't be daunted by their numbers. Heed my commands, and all will end well.
Hey, you men down there. Tell the people outside the walls to prepare for attack. Quickly, do you understand?
Is that all you wanted to say? Stop. Lightning.
What's going on?
I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Why would Sigismund advance on Talberg in the night? Especially since he's lost the element of surprise after the raid on Skalitz.
Maybe it's not him.
Then who is it? The scouts Jivis sent to Skalitz to spy on Sigismund said he'd set up camp and was getting ready to storm the castle. And so Radzig is an experienced soldier. He'd surely hold the castle for quite some time. It doesn't make sense.
What else did the spies see?
Not much of anything. Before they could get close enough, this huge storm started. And you were right. Sigismund has a hell of a lot of soldiers, including all manner of mercenaries. An army like that costs a fortune. Well, anyway, we'll find out when they get here, won't we?
Aye, we will.
Good luck to you.
Yeah. Thing about armies is, well, they kill a lot. But especially in these days, in the medieval period and early Renaissance period, it's more that they cost a lot of money. Well, I'll talk about this after the cutscene.
Yes, sir. He is right here. What are you doing
night's sleep.
Well, Radzik, you didn't exactly pick the best time for an outing either. In a big hurry?
It was a bit of a scramble, all right. Believe it or not, this tempest is a godsend for me and my men. As my old granddad used to say, better a sore throat than a slit throat.
I'd say your grandfather was a wise man. Your messenger told us what happened.
Messenger?
The lad you sent to warn us.
He's alive? He made it to you?
He's here with me. He only got away by the skin of his teeth, though.
Thank God.
A brave young man. But tell me, friend, how on earth did you manage to get away?
Thank God for this tempest. When it began, Sigismund's Tatars crawled into their holes and left the storming of the castle for more clement weather. We were able to sneak out right under their noses. The Lord be praised. We wouldn't have stood a chance against them.
Would you like to spend the night in Talmberg?
No, no. When Sigismund finds the castle empty tomorrow, he might come looking for us. We'd only be exposing you to danger. Without me and my men, he has no call to attack you.
What will you do then?
We'll march to Ratai. It's only a short way, and there we'll have a better chance of defense and enough room for all of these people. If Sigismund should come, better bend your knee, Divish. There's no point dying in a battle that's futile.
You're right there.
Is that boy still with you?
I'm here, sir.
You have courage, lad. That I can't deny. I am sorry about what happened. Would you care to join us?
I'd like to, sir, but first I have to return to Skalitz.
Are you mad? What do you want there?
I can't leave my mother and father. I won't leave their corpses rotting in the street. I'll join you once I've taken care of them.
Don't even think of going back there, you donkey. Are you tired of living?
But sir!
Quiet!
Yes, very colorful insults.
But getting killed as well won't help him. Divish, make sure that lad doesn't budge from Talmberg until things quieten down.
Not to worry, friend. Anyway, he's injured and needs to recover. I'll lock him up here as if he were Havel of Baldic.
I've seen you've grown a thick skin since your tribulation, sir. But thank you. We'll meet again when circumstances are more favorable. Farewell.
Farewell, friend, and good fortune. Give my regards to Sir Hanush.
I will. And good luck to you and your people, too. These are dark times. Move out!
Anywhere, people! Move out! It's only a short way to Rattay now!
So yeah,
Men, tonight we'll have triple patrol. Sort out the watches between you as always. And if I catch anyone boozing, playing dice or slacking off, I'll personally break every bone in his body.
that's a lot
I
of
want you to
bones.
keep a close eye on everything nearby. Sigismund will surely have sent spies, and likely men as well, to follow the Skalitz people now he knows they've fled. Keep your eyes peeled, and report everything to me at once. Understood?
Right, need anything from me? Yes, might be of help.
I could use an extra pair of eyes, and yours are keen. Will you keep watch at the battlements with my men?
Is that a request or an order?
I'd rather it was a request you answered yesterday.
Of course I'll help. I'll have to pay you back somehow after all you've done for me.
Splendid. And don't worry, I'll tell the men to relieve you later. May the Lord watch over you.
Yeah, having tired eyes. Look, it's not a smart thing.
God be with you.
What do you think about the Skalitz folk managing?
I can't imagine how they did it. The more I think about it,
Sorry, I
they was
skipped.
either blessed or Sigismund
I've had to
was
replay
pent up too much.
first part a lot, so
Keep
it's
watching
automatic.
how much he's pissing them. If any of us make such a cock up, Sir Robard would flay his skin up our backs.
You only say that because you never saw them attack.
Aye, well, it's a shame your folks couldn't be saved.
Is Sir Robard really that tough?
Tough? Aye. But he's fair. He's a veteran of many a campaign, so he knows warcraft.
I believe it.
May the Lord watch over you.
Wandering around like a stray sheep. Must be your first watch, eh?
I was actually
I don't
just
think
standing
anything
still.
much will be happening today. You can just lean against the wall and wait till morning. I'll show you what's what.
I will. Thank you.
Didn't you just hear Sir Robert and Sir Davis? Probably expect the worst. Yeah, just look. Very stormy weather. Fire. Oh, it thunders a mile away. More calculation for that, but I won't bother to look it up. Let's wait. Let's wait till 8 o'clock. Yeah, 5 hours is fine. So when you wait, you expand both nourishment and energy. That's not too smart if they're nearby. Ooh. They discovered their escape sooner than thought.
Let's go! Let's go! Move it! Quick! Go!
Oh, they're all going there. Let's follow him.
Jesus! We're gonna hit them like skeletons.
Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners.
See how the self-appointed king wins the love and respect of his loyal subjects.
Indeed, Robard. Sigismund of Luxembourg has a rare talent for winning people over to his cause. We may be in for a surprise. I don't think he will set his heathen dogs on us today.
Greetings, Lord of Talmberg.
That's the bastard who led the attack at Skalitz and killed my parents.
Don't be an idiot. Do you want to end up like them?
I am Sir Markwart von Aulitz. I come in the name of Sigismund of Luxembourg, King of Hungary and Croatia, who has resolved to strike against those who disrupt concord in the land and to restore order in the name of his brother.
He's the one who
Juventus
killed our
House of
parents.
Bohn.
Restore order by burning and pillaging
And
the
he's
king's
even
estates.
lying.
Greetings,
Can't
Sir
stand
Markwart.
it.
The efforts of the king's brother to bring order to this chaotic land are undoubtedly noble. It seems to me, though, that he and his army have somewhat strayed. As Burgrave of Prague Castle, I am entirely beholden to the king, and here in Talmberg divine peace reigned until your arrival. To what then do we owe the
accusing him of disturbing the peace.
Yesterday, His Majesty took action against the enemy of the kingdom, Sir Ratzik Kobila, who has been using the silver from the Skalitz mine to fund insurrection against the crown. Unfortunately, the insurgent escaped. Would you happen to know, noble sir, where he might be at this time?
As far as I know, the Sir Radzik of which you speak is the king's hetman at Skalitz. I find it hard to imagine that he would rebel against our king. Nevertheless, I can assure you that Sir Radzik is not at Talmberg. He would be a fool indeed to flee from one castle, where he has little chance of defense, to another, where he has even less. Or do you take the view that my humble manner is any obstacle to your army?
Am I to inform the king then that Sir Ratzik Kobila is not at Talmberg and that he has your loyalty?
Sir Radzik Kobila is not here, and I have no intentions of getting embroiled in affairs from which I have nothing to gain.
Very well, sir. As you wish. I will relay your words to the king in the hope he will be as well disposed as you seem to be.
Those who have clean consciences and goodwill may find themselves well disposed even at moments like this, when there is little cause for joy. Farewell, sir.
Auf Wiedersehen.
The exchange was like a couple of lawyers arguing their case. Only this time there isn't an impartial judge or jury. Well, perhaps the king, Sigismund, is impartial, but doesn't seem like it. Oh, he waves at us. Let's wave back. I mean, he waves at us, he's mocking us.
My lord, you have my utmost admiration.
Get on with you, Robard.
It's like he's challenging us. We'll get our vengeance in time. Oh, new objectives. This is a bit unfortunate about the game that you don't get major choices like you could have joined Suratsik Kobula on the way home or try to bury your parents or even join Sigismund. The last part would have been weird, so glad they didn't pick that one. Let's now talk to Sir Robert.
God be with you.
Alright, let's first talk about what happened. Why did Sigismund raid Skalitz?
Why did Sigismund burn down Skalitz and then come here too?
That's war for you, lad. Certain lords have resolved to take things into their own hands and eliminate anyone who doesn't share their view. Unfortunately, Sir Radzig is one of those. And what's more, he was sitting on a pile of silver that could help King Wenceslas's allies.
Yeah, I talked about it earlier. Armies in this time were more reliant on, well, gold and resources than probably loyalty to keep on fighting. It's not that they would immediately turn the coats or give up, but they would start to grumble, of course, first when they didn't get the paychecks. And in some cases they would just become raiders or go home. I remember a few accounts of the 80 Years' War, where if the payment wasn't due, then the Spanish soldiers, or more likely the mercenaries, would just raid the Dutch, the Low Countries for money. The 80 Years' War was between the Netherlands and Spain, or what would become the Netherlands.
What happened in Kuttenberg?
Kuttenberg, well, I'm just a simple soldier, but the good Lord gave me ears, and I've heard some things from Sir Divish and from those who fled from Sigismund's pillaging.
Were there many?
Indeed, but it was the Kuttenberg mercenaries who came to see me, because I knew them from before.
I see.
Listen, lad, these are all games of the high aristocracy. In Prague, a cabal of nobles rebelled against King Wenceslas, wealthy aristocrats who took against our king for reasons of their own. There's no doubt Sigismund had his fingers in the whole affair. Him and Wenceslas's cousin, Jobst. And that cabal helped him abduct the king.
So then why did Sigismund attack Kuttenberg?
Why do you think?
Right now I get to pick a true choice. So loot, was afraid of the Lord, that granary, and stronghold. I'm gonna go with the simple option. I know I haven't really been told much, so I'm gonna pick the loot. I know there are silver mines near Skalitz.
So he could loot it?
Correct.
Yay!
King Charles, may God grant him eternal glory, built Prague into a proper royal city, while King Wenceslas took a liking to Kuttenberg. After Prague, it's the most important city in Bohemia, in the entire Holy Roman Empire. He who commands the Kuttenberg silver is king.
So Kuttenberg sided
Oh,
with Wenceslas.
Gutenberg also had silver.
Now you're starting to understand. When Sigismund imprisoned Wenceslas and took control of Prague, the people of Kuttenberg began to raise an army against him. So with the attack on Kuttenberg, Sigismund killed 2 birds with 1 stone. He defeated Wenceslas's most powerful allies before they could stand against him, and also gained immense wealth.
So there were 2 answers correct. Well, I've said this before, but there are many reasons for one to take action. And let's talk about
Where did
humans.
these humans come from, anyway?
I don't know much about them, only what the Chamberlain said, that they came to Hungary from the east and settled there. They're godless barbarians and merciless fighters. The nobles used to say the Hungarian king shouldn't enlist them, because they dishonor our rules of warfare. But when there's power and money to be had, it seems that honor isn't worth my spit. And believe me, it's always about power and money.
It's also difficult to determine how much these rules of warfare were actually enforced. I know of one account, really back in the day, was the Battle of, I think, Megiddo. It was between the ancient Egyptians and, what were they called? The Samites or something, a people in the region of Palestine, of Israel. And before the battle, before the Egyptians invaded, the Egyptian pharaoh would just send a letter to the to the lord of the region and announce a month before time, hey, I'm gonna invade, I'm gonna take these cities, and come and fight me if you dare. And I thought that was odd. Usually you don't want to announce it that clearly, but those were the rules.
So, Robard, I need to get to Skalitz.
What would you do there, lad? Sigismund might have left, but the place will be swamped with robber barons, brigands, deserters, and other vermin. And anyway, your lord commanded you to stay here.
Alright, I already know I can't use force because he's not going to be intimidated by a little boy like me. Compassion, speech. I'm gonna try compassion.
So, Robard, my parents died there. I can't leave them to be eaten by dogs. What would you do in my place?
Sorry, lad, but I won't take orders. You'll have to wait until everything settles down, and maybe your lord will...
It didn't sound like an order, but never mind. Gonna talk Sir Divis to giving permission? I guess not. But I can't jump out of here. Well, I have brittle bones, I'll probably just break a leg. Wait. First I'm gonna sleep before I try anything. So when you sleep, you can save the game without using save your snaps. And let's just check. Yeah, we have energy that needs to be filled. Let's fill our energy. Sit. Sleep. Let's see if that doesn't. 98 is enough. game saved. Nice. Ah, we have the lowered stats again. Talking about stats, perhaps we level up a bit. No. Not yet. At least we don't have a perk point restricted area. It's not insult people or anything.
It came from over here.
Talk to some of the guards. There are traders somewhere.
Tell me where I can buy or sell something.
Go to the cook. She'll sell you something to eat.
What if I want something else?
Best ask Vtuber, the pond keeper. But I don't know if he made it inside the castle before they closed the gate. Try asking some of the villagers. They should know.
Alright.
Sir Divish certainly put Sigismund in his place.
You're right there. That's Sir Divish for you. May God grant him long life.
He's a pretty decent lord. Doesn't want to get innocents involved in war. It isn't a communist revolution. And we're now going to try it. Jump off here. Well, we're still too restricted. Hey. Oh, we're bleeding. Let's... use a bandage.
Fuck, that fool from Skalitz has gone and jumped in the moat! Raise the alarm! He's trying to escape!
Oh no. Quickly. I didn't think this would actually work. Why isn't... Just gonna go here. Then go to bandage. We're still use health. I think I do. Now we're gonna die again. To get the skeletons quickly. .44 health. Help! But if it's stuck.
Got you.
Ah, no.
Jesus, you gave me the runaround.
Let me go, for Christ's sake! I have to bury my parents!
Going nowhere. Except back inside.
If I don't bury them now, I won't forgive you for this till the day I die.
Ah, got a bad reputation.
If you go back to Skalitz, except back inside.
Can I bribe him?
I'll give you silver.
Hmm? How much? Not likely.
Ah, it was a chance.
Back inside.
Let's go with the guard.
All right, take me.
That's a good lad.
Wait, I think we could have... Wait, I know something. Food, no, yes. Here. Healing drink. Should that stop the bleeding? Let's wait a bit. We wait. Can't delay, no time to lose. Oh no. Oh, we're still losing blood. Let's go check. Can you heal us?
Good heavens, you're covered in blood. Farewell.
Precision. Can you tell me where
Good
this...
day to you.
No,
May the Lord watch
can't. Perhaps someone in the kitchen over here. 35. No, all of them are just ignoring me. I'm gonna die and do not care. Sad. I was angry. Sad. Just sad. I've been sleeping much myself. Do you care that I'm dying, sir? If I jump over it again, and I'm definitely gone. Yeah, it's just... It's, let's see what the perk actually does. Hemophilia. Bleeding is fast and hard to stop. Yeah. Especially when you break both your legs. This is what you get. You're gonna die here and you're not gonna care, are you, Radin? My freedom. My liberty. My parents. You're gonna bury me, aren't you? And well, the reason I'm not doing much about it is, well, I probably want to restart anyway, and we're probably gonna fight someone after this. And when you've both your legs broken and all your healing items gone, it's not much of a reconciliation. I tried bandaging it, I tried healing. The bleeding is faster than the healing. So I'm gonna send a message. Press F in the comments, by the way. Right. I've also find out that I'll probably die each episode. So I'll try to keep it to one death. That's my goal. At least one death and only one death. I'm not gonna deliberately kill myself or something. But that is what it is. Load. Good. You can't delay, no time to lose. So, jumping off is gonna be a problem. Are you gonna close the door? Oh, dull. What we are gonna do, first we'll wash ourselves, but we're probably dirty from all that rain. And trick the guard. Let's try that. It's a normal guard. Hi.
God be with you.
Oh, God wasn't with me when I fell.
I need to get out of here.
And I need a feather bed with a comely wench in it. But it looks like we'll both be disappointed. Sir Divish gave orders not to open the gate, and you especially are not to be let out.
Alright, we're not gonna try sympathy again.
My mother and father were left in Skalitz like carrion. I have to bury them. I can't leave them to the dogs.
I'm sorry, my friend, but I can't. You'll have to persuade Sir Robard, or think something up so I don't end up in the shit for it. Otherwise, forget it.
Think something up. What have you got in mind?
Supposed to think up.
How should I know? Maybe some disguise so I could say I didn't recognize you? If a Talmberg soldier turns up all kitted out properly, in armor and a helmet, then of course I let him go. That's obvious.
All right, I'll have a look around for something.
Thanks, guy. You're a real lifesaver. Or a death grave maker in this case. Alright. So it updated, I think. Quest log. Get a horse. Get Talmberg armor from the guardhouse above the gate. We were just there. Also, I think I forgot something. Pot. Here.
You'd think he had blue blood. What is it?
Let's just listen to this.
Brought me a hair and said make something special with it. Ah, picky is he? That's putting it mildly. I can't do it in cream sauce because it gives him gut trouble. He can't stand the smell of garlic, hates mustard, and bacon is too common for him. Oh, I see. That's a nuisance. Can you think of anything I can do with it? Look, it's all about the seasoning. Just roast. The same as usual, but add some rosemary and juniper. Rosemary? The best thing for hair. I heard it from a traveling merchant. He had it in Prague, and he said it was delicious. All right, so I'll try it.
Alright, so I don't need to know more about hairs. You want to know this recipe? Probably shouldn't.
Good afternoon.
Is there a trader somewhere?
There's someone here who trades in goods.
Try Vtuber. He's as thin as a starving hound and about as cheerful, but he can get anything you want. I saw him by the local granary.
Sigismund's visit this morning was pretty alarming, wasn't it?
And no mistake. That army of his is enormous. It's a good thing Sir Divish is such a fine speaker, or they'd have squashed us like bugs. Good luck then.
Well, we have a castle. You can hold out for some time at least.
Did I tell you about my wife's lace making?
Granary. Should be here. Vtuber.
Good day to you.
Vtuber. Trade. I think I need something from you. Well, this is gonna be a bit of a spoiler, but I need lockpicks. So I'm just gonna buy, what's the cost of a lockpick? 17. I'm gonna try 2. And I'm gonna sell this poor quality arrow first of all. Don't want to sell too much. No, it's already too much. Reduce the amount I buy. I'm gonna give away my bandages. They didn't stop the bleeding last time. Cheese is expensive. These 8. How much can he buy? Trade as well 50. So 1 savior snaps. This may not be smart because I'm gonna save later. For now I need lockpick. And haggle a bit.
Can we do something about the price?
Aye.
Alright. I'm gonna try 15 first of all.
Satisfied?
At least 13.
Some. Just lower your demands a little and we'll...
I think 13.5 will be fine.
Alright, so.
Yeah. Pretty decent. Now, gatehouse. Nice wooden building above it. Now we're gonna sneak. Oh, sneaky, sneaky Henry. Two of them there. Oh.
What's the matter, lad? Who's the shit?
Saw me shit. Gonna walk for a bit. You know what? Gonna walk back. Gonna wash myself from the stink of defeat. Try again. This time a little bit slower, perhaps. Say too much, guys. In a private area with our private parts. No, it's something else. I'm gonna need a shield. I'll have to hold it. Now I'm gonna lockpick. This can make quite a lot of noise. Unlocked. Rob. Everything he has over here. Get some arrows. Not gonna use a bow anyway, but it's nice to sell one. Now, casually walk away. Let's get back to our house to change, so no one sees us. Anyone watching? Nope. No. So now we have this red marking. Oh, it's inventory. This is what I meant. This red hand. It means it's stolen. Someone searches you, and guards sometimes search you. Then they'll be mad. They'll be very, very angry when they find this. Or you throw you in jail. And over time, this leaves. It becomes common for you. No one searches for it anymore. And then you can sell it normally. Yeah, rather have padded armor. Shield. And yeah, there's also, of course, fencers who buy this kind of stuff for lower prices, of course. Now we are unrecognizable, quote unquote, and we'll leave. Let's talk to a guard to see if he actually recognizes us.
What do you think about the Skalitz folk?
It's a hell of a thing. First, everyone is shitting themselves that Sigismund is coming, and then it turns out like this. Praise the Lord they got out of the siege.
Skalitz Castle is well fortified, all right, but I hear Sigismund's army is huge, and facing him is suicide. Sir Radzig did the right thing.
I'm sorry you didn't all manage to get away.
So am I.
May God use your power.
Thank you.
I reckon that Sir Radzig must be a good man, the way he looks after his people. But you probably know him better.
Not really. My father was forging a sword for him, and when he came to have a look at it, we exchanged a few words. That's it.
Right, enough dilly-dallying. Let's say goodbye to Lady Stephanie, the one interested in us.
My lady.
God be with you. I'm sorry. Do I know you?
It's me, my lady. Henry.
Ah, surely he doesn't.
Heavens above, Henry. Why are you
Well,
this
she
way?
only saw us once.
I have to bury my parents, but the guards won't let me through the gate.
But you mustn't. You'll be killed.
Sigismund's army has moved out. I can't just sit here. I just have to go.
I still think you should stay here in the safety of the castle, Henry. But I see your heart is drawing you away from here. God go with you.
Alright, goodbye. Thanks for being understanding. And there. Which one of these was our horses? That one. So we're gonna steal. Poor thing died. Let's first cook that horse meat because we're a bit malnourished. Not malnourished, hungry. And I think there's also... Oh wait. Door's closed. So this is slow, guys. Can't let good horse meat go to waste. See if it's actually stolen. No, it's normal. Drop into pot. Now you can cook here. Yeah, cook item. Horse meat. Eating raw meat is not as nice. Now let's sell the rest of the horse meat.
Do you need it?
Right. So, oh, no. Sell. So 35. And can buy something. Honey lasts a long time. 10 of it. Now you know what? I'm just gonna buy this. Probably stole the horse from the humans anyway. Still have a combat. I'll probably buy all this armor. And bridle. Ah. Saddle. That was the issue. At least you're not glitching out anymore. You aren't looking, are you, boy?
There is something lying there.
Aye. Alright, let's just walk. I'm not gonna steal the horse. It's unethical. Unless I say it's not unethical, then it is of course ethical. Need to get out of here.
Then I'm afraid you're out of luck. Ah, I see. All right then. But if you breathe a word about me to anyone, good luck to you. Hey! Open the gate!
Alright. Get to Skeleton. Last time I learned they recognize you. Sing out already. I'm just gonna run past them. If they follow me. No. See if this is the correct way to go. Oh yeah. We were at Talmberg. Left through here. Sorry about that. So we left through the gate. Went down here, yeah. We go. Completely right. And then follow this road. Over the bridge. Oh yeah, here we got almost died. Shot. Just follow it. Keep the right until we meet the church. Straight from the church to Skalitz. Hide from him. Oh, the snake has got nothing on me. More guards. Reminds me of the days when the Tsar's guards were my enemy. I also sometimes hid from them from their persecution. From those ominous, like back in those days. See if we meet any humans that we can vengeance to death. Also just noticed that my game itself and the recording is a bit out of sync. Or no, not out of sync, but it's a bit glitchy, a bit slow, I would say. So with me, all this looks very smooth transitioning, but it's a little bit choppy for the recording. Well, that's more your problem, guys, than mine. No, I don't really know how I could fix that. Perhaps up the frame rate, but then it runs really slowly. Why aren't you inside the castle? Oi.
Good day to you.
I just trade. Well, I didn't get a horse, but doesn't seem like much of a problem.
Looks like they've already gone.
Yeah, good thing if you're cautious, Henry. Don't want to rush to your death. You know, if you get caught by one of Sigismund's men wearing this garb, they'll have a good casus belli to attack Talmberg. And will be responsible for more deaths. Oh, have you been responsible for any deaths? Not yet. It's gonna change very soon. Homecoming. Normally that's supposed to be a lot nicer, isn't it? Oh, from blacksmith. So, all these people dead. Can't loot them. Dried fruit. Money, bread. It's a bit unchristian, but At least get to sell this food later on. There a priest. Well, let's continue. I'm not gonna loot any more of the dead bodies. Ooh, lightning. Was that hitting skeletons? Oh, nice flower. You're still alive. What?
Look what's come crawling out from under.
You are weak.
Fuck it.
Surrenders. No, he was a grave robber. Can't let him live.
No surrender. We finish what we started.
Yes, no half matches. Curva must be a curse. Tackle him. Mercy kill. The bloodletting of this sword. Leather jerking, leather canvas. This is the only thing of value he has. Perhaps that weapon. You always want to have a backup weapon. He dropped it somewhere over here. Here. Seeks. Seoks. Socks. Whatever. We don't have anything useful to loot even. He just wasted his life. Yeah, the church was that way. College must be... You came from here, so must be this way. That looks like it's going nowhere. Check if our health is okay. Was starting to look like Papers, Please, checking everything. I'm gonna finish the recording, by the way, when we have saved our parents. Seems like a nice place to leave off. I've been also recording for quite a while. Yeah, the storm may be godsend for them. Hopefully it's also for me. I can hide in the noise and in the rain. Of course, mask footsteps and tracks. Oh yeah, we can see the smoke.
Hey!
Why are you running? Try and catch him. Come on, come on. Get him, Henry. Nearly there. Tackle. Got you. Just drum it. Fighting dies. Loot. Ah, at least he has a dagger. Some grocery. Food. He's decent. He also has value. So yeah, also you may have noticed that shoes and headscarves, etc. are a bit more valuable because, well, they're a bit less necessary. Well, shoes are necessary, but people like living in these times probably have only one pair of shoes if they're peasants. And, hey, you.
What have we got here? Entertainment.
Entertainment lies in the eyes of the beholder or something. gloves. Let's see. Noble shoes. See if any of this equipment is better for me. Gloves. Oh wait, these are stolen, these are not. These conditions are better. Leather jerkin. Could have used it. It also ups charisma. Of course, when you look better, you of course are better. Especially for men. It's the clothes that make the man, not the other way around. Nothing interesting. Oh wait, that's too much. That's some of this rotten food and wasted things. Also get rid of the horse meat. That. Linen hood I'm not gonna use. Old boots I'm gonna keep because the other shoes are kind of wasted. Alright, so next. I was talking about clothes, so everyone has probably one set of clothes. And as you may have noticed, most of those are colored green, brown or red. That's because unlike modern day, dye is like stuff you use to color your stuff. Is well, it's expensive. And just wool is of course white. And they mostly use leaves such as these flowers, marigold. They'd probably use that to powder it. And colors that were problematic, difficult to make, were among other things blue and purple. Purple especially in Europe and North Africa and Middle East, that region. The only real source of purple dye was a city named Tyre in at the I think it's modern day Lebanon, off the coast there. Oh, nest. If you have a bow, you can shoot them out of there. Back to dye. Tyre, they had snails, and they would collect these snails from places like the beach or something, and then they sorry, I guess I've answered. Hey, you're repeating the lines of the other. Are you cousins or something? Regain our stamina. Oh yeah, told us something about comboing. No, this time will be merciful. We go.
Leave that weapon right where it is.
I agree.
Remind everyone who's. Wait, he has leather, or we could have used that. Well, at least got another type of weapon. Oh my gosh, bread. So regarding the dye, it was made with snails. You collect those snails and you grind them, I think. Just powder them.
He didn't run like me. He died with a sword in his hand.
Shard. Mine. Why did no one pick this sword up before? I wonder. Gonna need bandages. A bit of combat. Let's see that weapon. Bludgeon. Six. This is almost broken, so I'm just gonna keep the shard. Oh no, wait. I'm gonna get rid of the bludgeon. Pick up the Seax. Because you can sharpen swords to increase the maintenance. Be useful.
You stood by his side when he did this to you. In the end, you were a hero. You didn't run away. Didn't abandon them like me.
Is it Deutsch or German? And just a lady now. Thought I saw Teresa. I'll probably recognize these people from before. Most of them are forgettable.
Why? Not you. It wasn't supposed to be you, Bianca. I'll find the bastards that did this to you. I'll find them. I swear it. Just wait a moment. I'll take care of my parents, and then I'll come back for you. I'll take this as a keepsake to remember you by, my dearest.
Don't worry, I'm gonna bury you too. Burnt castle. Now we'll probably see our parents. I'm gonna be sad about this. It's a sad day for Henry, and therefore the world.
Why did you do it to me, Father? Why? Why did you leave me?
Well, he didn't choose to leave.
Forgive me for everything.
But well, he did choose to go to
Next time
his wife.
I'll never run away again.
Guys, that's his promise, not mine. So he'll be the Oathbreaker.
I'll find him.
But we're father. I will run away from not from my responsibilities, but
first,
from my demons.
I have to find this shovel and take care of you.
Enough sadness. Now, with the digging work.
Remember you told me you wanted to lie beside Mother? Here. Under the linden tree. At least I can do that much for you.
More than most would do in this situation, so bit of an applause for you, Henry. First we gotta find the shovel. Barking. I'm gonna follow that barking. Wait. I haven't seen the insides of the castle yet. Let's first check that out. Can we get in? I don't think so, but I've never tried. Burned down. Oh, I don't think we can. And even if we can, it's probably just a restricted area. They've probably made an invisible wall around it. Pretty shame. Some discard. Can we ride it into war? First gonna need a horse. We abandoned the horse before. Wait, one more. Cutscene. Nice cutscene. Ah, shovel.
Get away, you mutt!
Mutts are generally more healthy dogs.
Get away, you beast!
Yeah, it looks like a normal dog, so probably a mutt.
What's going on?
A half-breed.
What in God's name are you doing?
What do you think I'm doing? Digging turnips? The beast just went for me.
Isn't that Mutt the butcher's? Isn't that body the butcher's?
Yeah, that's him. What's that got to do with anything?
The dog probably doesn't understand he's dead. Probably napping. We'll accuse him. Let's not make more. Well, do we want to make him an enemy? We did go hard on. What's his name? The drunkard. Not Sabishak, that's this one. When we beat Kunesh. So, this is pretty distasteful, but we did it as well. So let's not be hypocrites this time.
Standing guard over his master. You weren't trying to get to him, were you?
What do you care what I'm doing? What are you doing?
Sorry guys, I just noticed that I'm a bit far to the right. Gonna move a bit here. Here you can see my stats 264. Gonna move a bit more here so you can read subtitles fully. I didn't notice that before because I read them on the other screen. I have the weapon here, so.
What you doing here? How about you give me an answer?
If I want to confess, I'll go to the priest. Go away and leave me in peace.
Just talk about things.
To Teresa from the mill. When I fled, the humans wanted to... They meant to violate her, and God knows what else.
No, I don't know. What do I care? They probably raped her and killed her like all the others. Her misfortune. Right now, I've got to take care of myself.
Do you though? Why not take care of me first? I'm the one with the weapon.
How did you manage to get away?
How do you think? I ran.
Can you lend me that spade? I have to dig a grave. Can't find it.
Yeah, I need it.
What's it worth to you? I see you have a fine sword. I'll gladly trade you my spade for that. How did you come by it anyway?
Alright.
Fine. I'll take the spade and you can have the sword. You can have it right up your ass.
Trying to scare me.
You can talk that way just because you've got a sword.
Bullshit.
You
I don't
don't.
know much about sword fighting.
Suits me. I'll knock your teeth in then. Shit, shit, shit!
That's right! Turn tail and run, you bastard!
You wanna fight? And you don't.
Easy there, boy. No need. You're a good man.
Did you have anything valuable? You did. Meat. Bolt. Hi, dog. Oh, he's stuck. Can't jump or upload, so. Where did he? Here. Fade. Something else? Let's check that meat. Oh, Bianca's ring. We can wear that. Nice and fitting. Get rid of this, to not be overcumbered. Oh, we have some food. Let's check this. 6. A lot. This one first. 100, that's nice. So now we have 2.7 still. Green shirt. So we have quite a lot. Old boots, yeah, let's drop those. Fetch those. Oh wait, we haven't seen at all of them. These seem to be better in general. Oh yeah, some more armor. And we aren't over encumbered. Alright, so now let's go bury our parents. But, well, I wonder why Spishik thought that we wouldn't use the sword. Well, now that I think about it, I think it was that we are young, that he thinks he isn't serious. Perhaps something like that. Oh, he thought wrong. We showed him. The linden tree. Pretty much foreshadowing when Alder said something about it. I'm going to find a nice place. Is it? It's here. Yeah, start digging. Those walls seem pretty fine, and the house itself. Sorry about that, didn't mean to yawn. Know that when you yawn, and someone doesn't, well, yawn themselves after it, it's probably because they're a psychopath. But that's one of the traits psychopaths have. When someone yawns, they feel no urge to yawn themselves. It's not, of course, it isn't a foolproof method.
Let's get to it.
But, well, it's a fun fact when you're with friends. You should deliberately do it, and then everyone doesn't show any signs of repressing it. We call them a psychopath. It's almost as bad as calling them it's an insult that came when a certain Austrian painter came to power.
Damn it all.
But I won't say it on the internet because I might get banned. But you'll all know what I mean, right? Calling them that is like calling them a psychopath. Yeah. Keep watching my channel to learn new insults. Use against your friends. As long as they stay your friends.
You need some help?
Yes, thank you.
Yes. Can't you see the sword?
Oh, you let me out.
What do you want?
Spishek? Who do you think we are? Franciscan brothers? We're here to rob you of everything you've got. Especially that fine blade that's of no use to a peasant like you anyway.
Banish the thought. It is my father's.
That you aren't peasant. You're interesting the part.
I don't think he's going to be needing it. Listen here, boy. You hand over that sword, I might just let you go. If not, you're in for a family reunion you really don't.
Leave me alone.
Kill him, Runt. Aye.
Ah, we already know his name. Nice, then I can sign it on your grave. Runt, loser who picked a fight with the wrong man. Wrong noob, should I say, because we haven't had much training. We've used it for a whole day. Blocked. We got knocked out. It. Restart it all over again. Shouldn't say the fecal matter word. Even though I don't know why I shouldn't say it. Well, you might get in trouble with the interwebs.
You should have listened to me.
I did listen to you. I just didn't do what you said.
This is nice work. The chief is going to like it. It's new, isn't it? And now, for the maiden bloodletting.
It's already been
Surely your
bloodletted.
father never would have imagined it would be your blood.
But he doesn't know that. Fine.
I believe there's a word for such moments.
Wait. I'm supposed to be
The
scared.
old man would certainly know.
No. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Well, I'm just a comic.
I'm sorry, I can't fake it. Okay. Then be sad.
Did you
Because my parents aren't going to be buried.
No doubt you did. Such miserable luck. To die by the sword you helped forge.
Hey, go fuckers!
At least the rest is going to make it dramatic. It's very nice. Very considerate.
The games are over.
They arrived just in time. All according to plan. Can't say it wasn't planned because I came back with results. Oh, we lost it. We lost the sword. Back to my normal face. So this was all the introduction, tutorial. Henry, Tom McKay. Yeah, so with all the actors you can see why there's so many British accents in this game. And well, the British house and the Saxons of course came from Germany. So and the Czechs were close to Germany, but I believe back in the day they didn't speak much British, let alone with such a thick British accent. But that's just speculation. It's just a history theory. It's just a theory. A history theory. Thanks for watching. Speaking about watching, we're probably going to end this after this cutscene. We're just going to save. Oh, they did use Czech people in the making of this game. Oh, probably very useful. They know the area and the language. You're gonna need to translate quite a bit. Quite nice music, quite nice scenery. I also recently learned about something that most roads in the medieval period had fences or small walls around them, so right next to them. You saw perhaps a bit about that in the game already, but they were supposed to go all the way because of cattle. So normally you would, a farmer would need to herd his cattle to the market to sell them or inspect them or something. And if there wasn't a wall separating the road from the normal countryside, those all the flock would wander off. And well, you would be in trouble. You would have to use dogs the entire way. And be a huge slaughter. So most roads would probably be walled. Where I'm supposed to go. It's a dream sequence. Save your parents. Now we get a bit more of a look to Henry's mind.
That's not us.
És pont mikor kedvem lenne valakiből kiverni a lelket.
One gone. Was there another one? Alright, so we actually have to fight here. If we can die. Is this even the correct way I'm going? I'm not gonna bother checking the map. Or perhaps I can't check the map, so. Wait, just notice this is skelet. Just gonna go up. Wait, I'm going up that hill with the fighting area. I'm supposed to go down. Well, I'm not supposed to go down. I'm just gonna go to the place where my parents died. That should be around here. Here's the tavern. First of all, I'm gonna try and find Smithy. Yeah. Oh wait.
Do you need
No,
some help?
yes, here it was. All this terror, this death. Well, it of course seems horrible for us. But in these days we were more used to it. Not to this bloodshed, but just someone dying from a disease. Well, I wouldn't say it wasn't a big deal, but it was common. You saw it, well, most of the time. A lot of women died, for example, in childbirth. Well, especially as a child, you were in danger of, well, injuring yourself, and, well, you didn't have really good healers to help you, or just the plague or something that would ravage through your town and kill you. So, the normal things, normal tragedies of death that we think about, for example, when you learn that you have cancer, they wouldn't, well, see that as a tragedy. It would of course impact them, but it wouldn't devastate them most of the time. It would be seen as very natural, like you're having almost like having a ticket or something. Or worse than that, but trying to make a comparison. Can I compare it to perhaps losing your job or something?
Where am I? In Skalitz?
We're at my uncle's mill in Rattay. I didn't know where else to go.
What happened?
You don't remember anything? I suppose that's not surprising. I found you in Skalitz after those bandits attacked you. I thought they'd done for you, but you were still breathing. Why in heaven's name did you go back there? It was madness. They slaughtered everyone who didn't run.
My parents.
Well, they didn't slaughter the ones they couldn't catch. The one,
Don't worry. I took care of it.
What do you call it? Saratsig people.
Any good Christian would have done the same.
The ones that fled.
Now, sleep. You
Well,
need your strength.
she did say run, so.
You're awake.
Good morning.
It's near midnight. You've slept all day.
Oh. Oh, I feel like a horse fell on me.
The beating you took was worse. But at least the fever's broken.
Alright. So this is the last part. What were you doing in Skalitz? We saw you there. You were supposed to run away, girl.
What in the world were you doing in Skalitz?
Waiting to die.
What?
They killed my brothers, my family, my friends.
They're all dead.
All of them. Everyone I ever loved. They killed one of my brothers in the mines.
After that, what did I have to live for?
Don't say that. There's always hope.
No, there isn't. But it doesn't matter. I'm a different person now.
In a few days? That's miraculous.
How did you manage to save me?
You were lucky. I was in Skalitz and I saw Zbyszek and his thugs. I tried to distract them, but it would have been no use if those soldiers from Tamburg hadn't arrived. They were searching for you and scattered the bandits.
You were looking for me?
Searching for me?
Yes. Lord Divish sent them, led by Captain Robard. So tell me, why is a lord of such high standing interested in a blacksmith?
So Divish promised Sir Radzig he'd look
Oh, I almost did fuck his wife. Don't tell him that.
Oh, I'm exhausted.
I'm not surprised. I'll bring you water and something to eat. In the meantime, rest. You're still very weak. Good morning to you. How's the invalid today?
Ugh, haven't felt as good as this since they lashed me to the wheel and quartered me on the town square.
Got your sense of humor back. You must be better. My uncle will be glad to hear it. I had a job persuading him to let me bring you here. If you'd lain around much longer, he really would have dumped you on the town square. You can stay until you find somewhere else to live, but my uncle will want payment for taking you in and caring for you.
Alright, first of all, where am I?
We're in Ratay Mill. My uncle's miller Peshek. He took me in, and I talked him into taking care of you too.
Well, as a blacksmith, I shouldn't have issues finding a job.
Lying here long enough.
Uncle will be pleased he's one mouth less to feed. But are you truly well enough?
Well enough to do what has to be done. Where can I find Sir Radzig?
He's in the lower castle in Perkstein. He's a guest of Sir Hanush of Leipa. But someone like you can't just walk up bold as you please and demand an audience.
I know Sir Radzig, and I didn't bring him his sword as I was supposed to. I must see him.
If you insist. But you need to speak to my uncle first. You've been in your sickbed for over a fortnight while he paid the apothecary to tend to you, and for medicine. That's a good deal of a coin you owe him.
I've been lying here 2 weeks. God.
Better a fortnight in bed than an eternity in the grave. If it weren't for my uncle, you wouldn't be here at all.
Depends on where you go after you go to the grave. You stay in a fortnight in bed. Or not a fortnight in bed to go to heaven. Or a fortnight in bed to later go to hell. Well, I'd pick the first one.
I owe you both my life, and I'll repay my debt. You have my word.
All right. But before you go to town, you should eat something. You're still weak. There's food on the table for you.
Alright, so, guys, I'm gonna sleep. And then quit the game. See you next time.